My name is Lucy, I'm 75 years old, and I want you to listen closely because what I'm about to say still shakes me to my core. On my birthday, my only son drove me out for a surprise breakfast and abandoned me in a nursing home like a piece of expired furniture. No explanation. No goodbye. Just a forged signature, a cold hallway, and a door that locked behind him while I screamed his name. He thought he threw me away. But 1 week later, I won $48 million. And that's when the real story began. Because nobody, not even your own child, gets to discard you like trash and walk away smiling. Turning 75 didn't scare me. What scared me was how distant my son, Michael, had grown over the years. The boy I'd raised alone after his father died, the boy for whom I worked double shifts, sold jewelry, and went hungry more nights than I care to admit, now visited me only on holidays, if even. But that morning, he appeared at my door with flowers. "Happy birthday, Mom," he said with a smile that, in hindsight, had just a little too much sugar. "I'm taking you somewhere nice." My heart lifted. He remembered. I put on my best dress, the navy blue one with pearl buttons. Michael always said it made me look classy. I brushed my silver hair, dabbed on lavender perfume, and felt 20 years younger. We drove for nearly 40 minutes. Farther than any restaurant I knew. "Where are we going?" I asked. "It's a surprise, Mom." His tone was polite, but his eyes stayed glued to the road. No warmth. No nostalgia. Just focus. Like he was performing a task he wanted to be done with. When we pulled into a long driveway lined with trimmed hedges and brick fountains, my stomach tightened. "Michael, this is a nursing home." He smiled softly. "You'll love it here." Before I could respond, 2 women in scrubs were already approaching the car with clipboards. "Mrs. Carter?" "Welcome." I froze. "Mrs. Carter." My name. Why were they expecting me? Michael squeezed my hand, gently, but with a finality that sent chill through my bones. "It's better this way, Mom. You'll have people caring for you around the clock." "I don't need care," I whispered. He didn't look at me. He just reached into his jacket and handed the nurse a folder. "Everything is signed, Michael." I screamed as they took my arm. But he stepped back. Then turned. And walked away. He didn't look at me once. Not when I pounded on the locked glass door. Not when I yelled his name until my voice cracked. Not when I begged. He got in the car. Started it. And drove off. On my birthday. They put me in a room decorated in beige tones that smelled of bleach and artificial roses. They called it independent living, but nothing about it felt independent. I had no phone. Michael had taken mine to set up the new plan, the nurse said. I had no purse. No credit cards. No keys. Just a bed, a plastic dresser, and a window overlooking a parking lot where I prayed every night that Michael's car would reappear. He didn't come back. Not on day 1. Not day 2. Not day 3. I asked the staff about leaving. "Your son signed a 1-year agreement," they said. "I didn't sign anything that he did. As your medical power of attorney." My blood ran cold. Michael had forged documents. And because he was my only child, with no one to question him, he had effectively imprisoned me. That night, lying in a narrow bed, I cried for the first time in years. I wasn't crying from fear. Or loneliness. Or even betrayal. I cried because I realized something devastating. My son didn't love me anymore. And maybe he hadn't for a very long time. 5 days later, I overheard 2 nurses gossiping about a resident who'd been given permission to use the office landline to call a relative. The next morning, I requested the same. "I just want to check on my home," I lied. "Make sure the mail isn't piling up." After much convincing, they let me call my neighbor, Mary Ann, an 82-year-old firecracker who'd been my friend for 20 years. "Lucy? Where the hell are you?" she thundered into the phone. When I explained, she swore loudly enough to make the administrator jump. "Your son showed up at your house the day after you disappeared." He said you were transitioning into long-term care and he was taking over the property. My chest tightened. He what? He told me the doctors recommended it. Marianne snorted. That boy lies worse than a politician. Then she paused. Oh, and guess what came in the mail this week? A letter. What letter? I asked. A notice from the state lottery office. That I blinked. Lottery? Yes. You did that scratch off, remember? The one you said was silly. Well, apparently you've won. Hold on, she rustled papers dramatically. You've won. Lucy, are you sitting down? $48 million. That I thought she was joking. I thought I was hallucinating. But she read the letter aloud. I had until Friday to claim it. 2 days away. My heart pounded. Not from excitement. From clarity. This was why Michael dumped me here. He must have seen the letter before I did. He wanted me tucked away, legally incompetent, while he took everything. My house. My finances. My life. The betrayal burned hotter than anything I'd ever felt. But I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I got quiet. Very quiet. Because something inside me clicked into place. If Michael wanted to play dirty, I would show him exactly where I learned the game. I spent the next 48 hours watching, listening, planning. The home was secure, but not perfect. The back courtyard had a gate used by maintenance workers. And every morning at 6:45, the gardener came through that gate alone. On Friday, lottery day, I woke up at 4 a.m., dressed in the only clothes I had, and sat near the courtyard pretending to knit with plastic needles. When the gardener came through, I stood slowly. Sir, I whispered, could you help me carry something? He dropped his tools instantly. Of course, ma'am. As soon as he got close, I stepped through the gate behind him. He didn't even notice. I walked straight out the back alley, heart pounding, legs trembling. Then I made my way to the main road, flagged down a taxi, and asked to be taken to the state lottery office. My hands shook the entire way. But my voice was steady. Like a woman who had finally remembered her worth. The clerk looked stunned as I handed over my ID. Mrs. Carter. We've been trying to reach you. I've been unavailable, I said dryly. When the final paperwork was stamped and the director shook my hand, I felt something bloom inside me. Power. Freedom. Vindication. I didn't take the lump sum. I took annual payments. Because revenge tastes best when served slowly. They escorted me outside with congratulations. I immediately called Marianne, who picked me up and brought me home. The house was a disaster. Boxes everywhere. Personal belongings missing. Cabinets emptied. He had already begun moving in. I sat on my couch, in my home, with my lottery win, and felt the anger settle into something cold and sharp. Michael had forgotten something crucial. I wasn't a helpless old woman. I was his mother. And I had nothing left to lose. I didn't call him first. I knew better. People like Michael don't come running unless they smell money. So I had Marianne post a picture on Facebook, me standing in front of a large novelty check the lottery office gave me, smiling. The caption read, "Congratulations to my dear friend Lucy on her $48 million win." It took Michael exactly 17 minutes to call me Mom. Mom. Where are you? Oh my God, I've been worried sick. His fake concern nearly made me laugh. Oh, sweetheart, I said sweetly, I'm home. There was silence. Then a sharp inhale. You, what, how, you should come over, I continued. We have a lot to talk about. I'm on my way. I hung up. Then I dialed someone else. My lawyer. When Michael arrived, he burst through the door like a grieving widow from a soap opera. Mom. Thank God you're okay. I thought you wandered off or something. Why didn't the home call me? He reached to hug me. I stepped back. Sit down, Michael. His eyes darted around the room, at the mail on the table, at my lawyer's briefcase, at my calm expression. Mom. What's going on? I pulled out the folder he'd given the nursing home. Where did you get these? I asked. He froze. Mom, they're forged. Every medical document. Every signature. Even the power of attorney. He opened his mouth, but no words came out. I leaned forward. You dumped me in a nursing home because you thought I was old, easy to hide, and worth more to you, locked away, Mom, and oh. I was trying to help, enough. My lawyer slid a stack of papers across the table. We're pursuing charges, he said. Fraud. Elder abandonment. Illegal confinement. Michael's face turned white. But, I said softly, I want to hear your reason. Why, Michael? He swallowed hard. I needed the house, he muttered. Me and Angela want kids and your place is perfect. You didn't need all that space, Mom. And the nursing home said they'd keep you safe. I stared at him. You abandoned your own mother on her birthday. I thought you'd understand, he whispered. I felt something hollow inside me seal shut. You don't deserve a mother like me. He slumped. Then his eyes flicked to the check propped against the wall. Mom. About the lottery, there it was. The real reason he came. Don't worry, I said. You'll never have to think about it again. He brightened slightly. Really? Yes, I said. Because I'm cutting you out of my will. Permanently. His jaw fell open. And I'm filing charges. Permanently. He stood abruptly. You can't do that. I'm your son. Sons love their mothers, I said quietly. You don't. Then I nodded to my lawyer, who handed him the final document. A restraining order. When he realized what it was, he stumbled backward like he'd been hit. Mom. Please, get out. He tried again. Mom, get out. He left, slamming the door so hard a picture fell from the wall. I didn't pick it up. The next week was a blur of paperwork, police statements, and visits with social workers who apologized for the nursing home debacle. I bought Marianne a new car. Paid off her daughter's mortgage. Donated $3 million to the senior center. Hired a security system so sophisticated it could probably detect ghosts. But most importantly, I started living. Trips. Spa days. Travel groups. And every morning, I woke up without fear. Because the person who had betrayed me most deeply, my son, no longer had control. 3 months later, I received a letter from Michael. He apologized. He begged. He wrote 4 pages of self-pity about losing his job, his house, his wife. He wanted forgiveness. He wanted money. I folded the letter neatly and placed it in a drawer. Then I wrote a single sentence in response: you left me on my birthday. Now I'm leaving you in my past. I mailed it. No check included. He tried calling. Tried emailing. Tried showing up at my door. The police escorted him away each time. Eventually, he stopped. I haven't heard from him in over a year. And I'm okay with that. Because winning the lottery wasn't my revenge. My revenge was choosing myself. Choosing a life where I'm valued, respected, and free. And if there's one thing I've learned at 75, it's this: some people only love you when you're small enough to control. But the moment you stand up, the moment you find power, they call you selfish. Let them, because the truth is, the moment Michael abandoned me was the moment I was reborn. He thought he put me away forever. But he set me free. So if you're listening to my story today, remember this: age does not make you weak. Betrayal does not make you finished. And being discarded is not the end of your story. Sometimes life hands you a miracle at the exact moment someone tries to bury you. My son left me in a nursing home to take my life away. But a week later, the universe handed me a new one, and I took it with both hands. I'm Lucy, I'm 75, and this was my story. Thank you for hearing it. And don't forget, never underestimate a woman who's been hurt and then given a second chance.